Yep.
Okay, good. You don't see it, but I've got a cattle prod that I'm zapping her with if she doesn't do it. So, no, not really. Today we're continuing our conversation about heat, and we've already talked about the importance of a fantastic fan, and most people put them on their roof. So we've already looked at that. But KC did something really unusual, and she put hers on her back door. So first, KC, why did you put it on the back door?
Yeah, well, my roof is the type of fiberglass roof that you can stand inside, and so it actually has an odd configuration on the roof where it starts out wide back here and gets quite narrow. And in order to install a fantastic fan, it would have had to be in front of the solar panel. There wasn't a lot of room, and when the body shop guy looked at it, he said, if I cut through your interior fabric, it would just all sag and it was going to be a mess.
So that's a problem a lot of you are going to face with high tops and fiberglass tops. Is they're convoluted and you just don't know where to put them. So you're where had you gone to get it installed?
I went to a body shop outside of Prescott, and I'll have to add the link to the bottom of the video.
So if you want to get one installed, most people the first thing they do is go down to Camping World. And that's a mistake because Camping World is the most outrageously overpriced place on the planet. So don't go to Camping World. You went to a regular old body shop.
I knew I had to because my roof was not just a regular flat roof. This was a custom interior that was done before I bought the van, and it has all fabric inside, including the roof. So I knew that I had to go to a professional person for it.
And the body shop didn't do it. Is that right?
He did it in conjunction with a metal shop, actually.
So,
Okay.
it ended up being because of the weird roof you have, and that will probably be true of a lot of you. And the solar panel took up so much of it.
Yeah.
How big is your solar panel?
So I have 305 watt solar panel, which is I think it was 75 inches long and like 50 some odd inches across. It's pretty big.
So it's a pretty big solar panel, and with the convoluted roofs, it just used up too much.
Yeah.
So you had to put it back here.
Hmm.
Has it worked well for you back here?
It's been actually like the saving grace of the van is this fantastic fan, especially now that it's been hot out. I've had my dogs in the van in 90-degree heat while I had to do laundry, and I keep a USB fan in the front, and I just keep the air flowing with the fantastic fan through the van the whole time they're in there, and each time I go in it was super comfortable inside.
I don't think there's any way we can actually test to know which is better, roof or back door. But you're really pleased with back door.
I'm really pleased in conjunction. I want to say I like on the super hot days, I use it in conjunction with my USB small fan, desk fan, and that and cracking the front windows. I never have to worry about my pets, knock on wood, because it's bringing the airflow through the front windows, and then with that little fan it helps push it, and then this is drawing it out, so it's creates, really nice cool atmosphere.
So you open the front windows, put a fan somewhere in the middle blowing back, and this one blowing out, and you're really moving some air through there.
Yeah, so even though it's warm air coming through the windows, it's like getting cooled, and this is taking it out of the van, taking any hot air out of the
Now,
van.
for a lot of you, if you could, some people even put in two vans, fantastic fans. I think if you had the money and the space, because they blow in and out, I would put one back here and one in the front on the roof. This blowing in, the roof blowing out, and man,
That would be
and then
the
your front
ultimate.
windows open and a fan or two inside,
Yeah,
you would just exhaust this thing like crazy.
that would be the ultimate, I think.
So you were probably concerned that, we all say that the warm air rises, and of course warm air rises, that it would pool at the roof and that you wouldn't get it cooled because having it on the roof sucks that hot air right out. But that
Yeah.
hasn't been a problem?
No, especially because I sleep, my head is back here, and it just feels so nice. I can just feel the air going right by my face, which I really like. even though I do feel hot air collect at the top of the high top when I'm inside, but you know, as long as I have this little system, I can move it out.
Now, if you've thought about putting an AC in your back window, this would be the exact same procedure. We'll tell you exactly how he did it here really quickly. This is actually metal, a metal plate that he put in here.
Yeah, this is a metal plate that he went and got cut. He drew the pattern of the window. Then he went to the metal cutting guy and had him cut out the pattern the exact same size as what the window was. And he cut the hole inside of this metal plate for the Fantastic fan.
And so you could put an AC. If you were thinking about putting an AC, you would do the exact same thing. I'd use that metal plate, worked really, really well. And I'm going to reach in and open this.
Okay, yep. Yeah, so now you want to just open the Fantastic
Yeah,
fan?
just to show them.
Yeah, so I have a lever which will show, and then I have 3 different speeds. So that's the lowest speed, you can barely hear it. And when I've been outside of my vehicle, I can't even hear it. And then second speed, highest speed.
So let's go ahead and see how they did it on the inside.
Okay. Oh, I should point out that I do worry a little bit sometimes when I have it open, just that no one would like try to pull it off or something.
So you do have concerns for security?
No, he made it incredibly secure, actually. He made it very, very secure. You can see this has nuts and bolts all the way around, and there's a ton of them. But I think one thing that does concern me sometimes is, like, obviously this sticks out. Actually, this is a good angle to show. And so when you open it, you know, if someone wanted to while I was away in a store or something, they could probably easily break this. Or if I accidentally left it open and started to drive, you know, I always try to make sure that it's closed. But that is one thing that would be not as good as a roof fan, you know, is you don't want to leave this open while driving.
Well, a concern to me would be dust
Yeah, and dust would come in. So I always have it closed while driving.
while you're driving.
But I have air conditioning, so I don't need to have
Right, you just turn on the van's AC and then you don't have to give that a thought.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah. But
And we talked about this. You could add a vent cover.
yes, yeah, I think I would love to have a vent cover on here. And also, I just want to mention when it's raining, you know, no rain ever comes in this.
No, I can't imagine.
Because
That's a
of the
huge
angle.
plus, not have to worry about rain.
Yeah, so I can always have it open in the rain. Always have ventilation.
So as a boondocker, this is great, but maybe in the city there would be some disadvantages.
Yeah, I agree. And I do think it's important to have the second smaller fan because it's located all the way in the rear of the vehicle. My dogs sit in the rear of the vehicle a lot, so it's nice to move that air.
And you don't really know what he used as a caulk.
Right, I don't know, but it was like a special sealant that he used, and he sealed it incredibly well all the way around. And I wanted to show the inside.
Mhm.
So
All the way open.
here he used a sealant on the inside also. So he has a really strong bonding agent and sealant. I guess this would be the bonding. I don't know. I'm not an auto body guy, but anyway, and I wanted to just show, here's the fan, and here's the lever to open it, and then this is my ground wire for the fan, and this is hooked up to my solar through the wall of the van.
Really, really good system. So I think this is something to consider. If you have the money, a Fantastic fan on the roof, a Fantastic fan, or an AC on the back door would just about be ideal. You couldn't get much better than that. Well, it's just an option. I'm not sure if it's better and you would do it if you didn't have to. But there are a lot of you that can't figure out how to get enough solar on your van and the Fantastic fan. And I think this is a really excellent solution for you.
And even by itself, I guess I've been mentioning that second fan a lot, but actually I immediately feel the cool air. As soon as I turn this on, I feel cool air coming in from the window that it's bringing through from the windows.
From the front windows,
as
yeah.
soon as I turn it on.
Right. And we are going to do another video on small fans. I think small portable fans inside are every bit as important as a fantastic fan. And in fact, if you can't afford a good fantastic fans, $150 for in and out, and then the really expensive ones are even more. If you can't afford that, I think just a vent, the vent itself without the motor would be about 40. And so a vent and then in portable fans inside the van, I think would do it. Better to get the fantastic fan if at all possible. But if you just can't afford it, the fans inside are really, really good. And that's what you're saying.
Absolutely. I don't know what I would do if I didn't have this. I knew how important it was, and it was my top priority right after I bought the van.
Right. And so we're going to talk about fans. So we'll have another video just on the little portable fans. Between us, we own, I think, 3 or 4 different ones. There's a lot of different ones around. And we'll talk about them and how to use them inside. And so you're using one fan to push air to the next fan, to the air to the fantastic fan. And that really increases the airflow through the whole van.
Yeah, I mean, I mostly use it by itself, but I think every time I leave my pets by themselves in the vehicle on a hot day, I make sure to have 2 fans going.
Right, right. So there you have it. I mean, it really, you just have to get he did a piece of paper, traced it on a piece of paper, and then you could cut it on metal or on plywood. If you try plywood, metal I think would be better. Cut it out and mount it. Okay, Casey, thanks so much for sharing this with us. And I think hopefully this has given you some ideas of how to beat the heat. That's the thrust of this series, and it's so important that you learn how to beat the heat. And hopefully we've given you some good ideas along the way. If so, like us on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, and we'll talk to you later.